Our story on Greg's battle over an old speeding ticket opened the floodgates. We were inundated with emails from angry drivers who were also slugged with old fines. And just like Greg, they're fired up.
I was quite shocked, and when I opened it up, it was from 11 years ago.
I thought it was a scam. I didn't believe that they could send a ticket that long after the fact.
That's what I'll be doing, community service or jail.
When it comes to these notices, Greg Smith's not the only one baffled by bureaucracy, seemingly gone mad.
If this happens to me, if this happens to another person, how many fines can happen to anybody at any moment without any evidence at all?
Just like Greg, Janine Brown is in an almighty battle with the State Penalties Enforcement Registry over a fine she never knew she had, and she's fed up.
Until I saw it on a current affair happening to another person. And that's when I thought, all right, maybe we all need to stand up and the system needs to change.
Apparently, on January 9, 2010, Janine was speeding along this Brisbane road. Was she in a hurry? Was she late for an appointment? Or was she simply distracted? So many questions, but her biggest is, was she even there?
It's an area that I don't often go to, so I'm not too sure. And I don't drive a lot anyway, so I'm really not too sure.
Janine says the first she knew she'd been snapped speeding was this spur notice she received just 2 months ago, saying she owed $133 for the original 2010 fine, plus $52 in fees. There was no photo proof, just date, location and car rego.
Basically, I didn't recognise the licence plate or anything like that. I've never even received the first fine for this, especially from 11 years ago.
She now has 3 options: pay it, go to court or start walking.
And you're also told that your licence could be suspended. Yeah, there's just so many things, and it just seems like the system's so wrong.
Dale Carruth agrees.
The whole thing feels pretty bad, to be honest. It's kind of intimidating.
Her spur notice also arrived in September this year for an alleged speeding offence on the Gold Coast Highway on January 15, 2010.
And I didn't even know if it was a genuine ticket because, you know, like it's such a long time ago. I don't even know if I was even living in Australia then.
Dale says she also never received the initial fine and is stunned it took authorities so long to track her down.
I've received 2 speeding tickets within the time that I've been here, which is 3 years, and I've paid those and there's been no issue. So they obviously know where I live.
Backed into a corner at the time with 2 broken arms from a fall, Dale wasn't up for the fight and reluctantly paid the outstanding $185.
It's very big brother and it's very intimidating, actually.
Lee Tuskus thanks Greg Smith for sharing his story.
I was happy that I wasn't on my Pat Malone.
While her fine dates back to May 12, 2012, Lee remembers that day like it was yesterday.
That date does stand out because it's my eldest son's birthday, and we were in Surfers that day celebrating his birthday.
Lee had paid for parking, but the ticket didn't dispense. She was fined, but says she took it up with the council at the time, which subsequently waived it. Now, almost a decade on, the initial $50 fine has turned into $106.90.
It's just ridiculous that these things happen in this day and age.
She's been told she'll lose her driver's licence if she doesn't pay up. But Lee's not budging.
That's what I'll be doing, community service or jail. I think they're revenue raising for their Christmas party this year.
Janine and Dale have another theory.
I keep my change of address regularly updated, so that fine could have reached me at any point in those 11 years, and it's only since the census that, yeah, I think it's happening.
You know, it seems like all these people have been issued these tickets now shortly after filling out the census. So I'd be very surprised if there's not a link to that.
Yeah, well, the Bureau of Statistics told us it never provided confidential census information.